Welcome back to another episode of This is Albedo, our best support ever, and this is Kaya, our best damage dealer for now. And we are going to look at a Liu shrine right over there. And I don't even know if I marked this thing or not. It's right on the right up there. So Liu, I always say Liu, but it's I think called Liu Wei. Anyway, I don't like the way where is pronounced. It's just whatever. Let's go for key. I know it's shrine, but nah. Anyway, the main focus was on exploration right now, and for some reason there is an exclamation mark right here, which says that there is some stuff. It's probably a Seelie or something. What was this little exclamation mark telling me? But it says Seelie, yeah. But it's not the Seelie that I marked here. I think it was this Seelie statue that I marked, didn't I? One of the two. Yeah, I marked the statue. So somewhere around here, there might be a Seelie for me to take. It's just a little issue of me figuring out where the bloody Seelie is supposed to be. Like, it has to be somewhere close by. Like, if you have to do like a colossal journey just to obtain it, then ooh, problems. But what else do we have here? Hey, there's the Geocule thingy again. Now, the area. Don't wait. Why is this animal? This animal totem is definitely active. It's just that it's not getting loaded in properly, is it? Yeah. The air current is active, but the thing does not light up yet. That's weird. It could also just be because it's animal. Oh, okay. I have to. Oh, that was good. Then upwards draft. That was perfect. And medical descent is again much better. All right. So muscle memory. Useless against stony slimes. 1, 2, 3. Alrighty. So what do we have here? Some artifacts? No, just some more. So weird. As if this area was kind of inhabited by a... It was definitely inhabited by a fisherman. Now where is this fisherman? Or fisherwoman? Fisher person. Yeah, instead of men and women, why not just call them persons? So, you fix the problem. Because person is without gender. It just sounds completely ridiculous. Come on. And in the end, the thing that will be used by the people is the thing that makes the most sense for them. So, yeah, like on a personal basis. And also, what makes the most sense on a sounds nice basis, right? So, it doesn't matter if it's correct or not. If it just sounds kind of stiff and unpleasant to speak, and also takes too much time to speak, then it probably won't be used. This is why... yeah, I'm actually just picking the laziness reason for why people call any kind of person that does a certain job just a man. They just use the shortest word possible, and in this case, it happened to be the male version of it. had nothing to do with being like mean to the other gender or anything. It's just laziness. That's what it is. So wait a minute. Well, what was this marker all about again? This one says Geocule. Yeah, I didn't see a Geocule up there, so the Geocule must have been over here. Yeah, that was the one. Perfect. Then there's a little fight there, stuff over there, and of course a challenge. Wait, let's get the vantage point here real quick, because I think the... Really? I hate stamina so much. Come on. Nice, in the bubble plan. But now I can also place a few more markers now, right? There we go. I just came up with a really nice solution with the whole men-women kind of... How would you call them? Or yeah, what would you call them kind of solution? Because when it comes to weather names of like high pressure areas and low pressure areas, right? Or storm names or whatnot, then what usually happens is that there is a name system. Sometimes they are called, like, storms or like high pressure areas male and low pressure female, and sometimes it's the other way around, and it switches, I think, on a yearly basis. So just funnily, you could just call men women and women men, and you just switch it on a yearly basis until everybody gets extremely confused and they just pick whatever is easiest to pronounce. And then you would probably just go for the shortest word. Actually, you could just say war, but war sounds awful. Because like war. It's just some... It's like an open mouth. It's like there's no start, no end to the word. Come on. Oh no. No. Gotta be kidding me. Ooh, that was close. Anyway. The whole start and end to the word. What I mean by this are... It's not plosives. Or is it plosive? Is M and N a plosive? No. Like plosives is every letter that is like held in. Like lips pressed together. And then a pressure increase behind it. Like E or B. And then the whole sound explodes. That's why they're called plosives. Or K. Actually, is K a plosive? Because you open up your mouth, but you still hold back some amount of air. But you don't do it with the lips. You do it with the back of the mouth. Or you have a G, you have a K, and you have a some kind of... Maybe you can even use some R. R letter for it, like a... Some really low plosive thing. So it's the G, like you have a Z, a D, a G, you have a G, you have a K, you have a G. That would be the K. Yeah, I think that would be it. Like it would sound something like this, like or something like that, as if you're starting to puke. Yeah, that's basically it. A pot. Oh, come on. Nope, it's still on cooldown. There we go. Now, what about the others? Yeah, that one is burning. That one has to. Okay, that one is down. Now a few more. Ah. That's just so sweet. As long as you have this earth field around them, the moment they start burning, they take like increased damage. Come on, there we go. First they're getting plucked out of the ground by the fire, and then the fire damage itself triggers the high damage instance of the Geo. That's neat. So, what else do we have? We want up here, I believe. This section seems to have been explored, but I have no idea. Oh, there's singular clue. Oh, there might be some stars down here. Once, twice. 2, 3. Oh, did I? I just can't see the field, therefore I'm not quite sure. There we go. Usually there are some items going to drop down, but okay. Usually. Doesn't mean that it happens all the time. Just most of the time. Bam. Do we have anything else up here? No. There's some nice ore veins. Yeah, and then it just goes on and on and on and on. I can just use the teleporter for it to make it easier. So, there's another ore vein. Yes. Then there are the stars. When there are stars nearby, that means... stars nearby. Yeah, star orbs nearby. That means there is a star receiver nearby. And either it was next to the tree or somewhere else. No, wait a minute. I did the star receiver thing. It was over here. Alright. So, some of those areas I did. I think I did them because, yeah, I had no marker possibility for it. That's why. There might be stuff on top of that tree even. Let's trigger this thing. And boop. And boop. Really? Come on. What's the problem with this thing? Over here. What happens if you can't hit them? Will those bubbles just disappear? What happens exactly? Hey, there's a dude. There's a bear. I would say this is Bear Grylls, isn't it? No, there's no bear here. Jew. Hello there. You're a little early. Are you here to witness the resurrection of the most ancient, most awe-inspiring individual in Liu's history? Do you mean Rex Lapis? That usurper. Human. You are nothing but a usurper. A false idol. They care only about history since the dawn of the age of mankind. Are people really happy to just draw a line under the titan of atrocities humanity's ancestors are responsible for, call it ye old world, and just get on with their merry little lives? Well, I hope that anyone who willfully indulges in this fantasy world of false prosperity will be consumed by it, and thus get what they deserve. Holy crap. What is wrong with this person? Resurrection? The Adepti thought to suppress it with trees. Ha, fools. Little did they know that after thousands of years, the trees that hold the beast shall surely become one with the beast. And lo, it shall stretch wide its arms and unfurl its body, and reach out with its roots, and the ley lines of the world shall heed its call. Then, once the beast has quenched its great thirst, For that energy which only the ley lines can provide, I imagine any significance we presume to have in this world will vanish for good. Wouldn't you agree? Holy shit, that is some turn of events, man. I don't quite follow. Don't worry, you will see. So it's Rex Lapis, a Serpa, and this is the ley line thing. So the ley lines are energy lines in the world. They kind of... There is a chest. Not a chest, it's a chest. Perfect. And this is where the Seelie is. Yeah. And those strange... I call them... They're not glowing at the moment, but I call them Liu flowers for some reason. I don't know. They look like Liu flowers to me. So yeah, they are ley lines, and they, and then there are trees growing either around the ley lines or with the ley lines, or maybe they turn into ley lines. Like, there is some connection between the trees and the ley lines. I just don't know what connection there is, to be honest. But yeah, it's also interesting that if there is a ley line, you can have a petrified version of it, similar to a... There's a name for it though. What's the name? Similar to lightning that strikes into sand. That can also... Ooh, nice. Anyway, similar to lightning that strikes into sand, there is... yeah, it would melt the sand, and as a result of that, you will have a strange shape appearing, like a cone, but more natural looking, because it... Ooh, come on. Oh no, I don't wanna go forward. There we go, it got triggered. Can't see it. Where'd it go? I don't know where it went. It went all the way down there. Alright. There it goes. Anyway, short version. Lightning strikes into sand, sand melts, and as a result you have some kind of cone-shaped thingy, which looks like a part of a tree, kind of. It has also its own name. But yeah, stuff like that can happen. And there it is. Nice. Now, will there be a chest appearing? Oh, yeah. Of course. Oh. Because it's that high up, you get the items immediately. Because they know that it's really annoying, like going down again and going after your items. They know it. Why can't they just make this work for all of the chests? Or at least they could make it in a more pleasant way. What I mean by this is, like, this game is supposed to be some, well, not supposed to be, it is a gacha game. Therefore, it is somewhat dependent on randomness and the whole gambling idea, right? And gambling in itself is not just a reward mechanic that works, but also the whole play in between. Like, your interaction with whatever thing produces the randomness is supposed to be like flashy and exciting. This is why you want to roll again, similar to those one-armed bandit machines, those slot machines. And they not only... Ooh, okay. Yeah, no, not only will they make some nice sounds like clicking and not... Actually, they sound an awful lot like those pinball machines. Maybe this is how they were designed originally. Like, we need something that is not gambling. Maybe something that's even exciting, right? that kids can use, so we could get their money as well. I think this was the actual idea for it, because why would slot machines and pinball machines sound the same? Like, they're flashy, they're exciting, they have moving parts all over the place. They are the same thing, and you put money into it, and then you use it, and then the money's gone. But yeah, the reward is different. One of them is just pure excitement, and the other one is eventual excitement, or at least a possible, eventual or possible. It's not eventual in a sense that you will get some reward from it. It's more like it could happen. And again, opening chests, nothing happens. And there's some golden water in there too. So, strange tree. Okay, we got the... No, wait a minute. She was called Liu, I believe. Liu. What was that bloody kid called? Wait a minute, there's also a tablet down there. Shi Zhenzi The Stonehard. Life endures in heaven and earth thanks to the merciful adapters. On this side lies an evil dragon. Please do not disturb it. An evil dragon. Another Jiu, not Liu, but Jiu. Jiu. Okay, strange kid. Jiu. That kid. I know it's the bestest explanation, description of it, but it is a possible one. Maybe I should have. It's also not the strange kid. Like, she knows something. Like an oracle or some archaeologist or something. I don't know. Strange person. Ooh. Bam, 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 bam. Anyway, back to the whole dragon idea. Because dragons are mythological creatures, and that's the first thing. Oh, obviously. Yeah, because and dragons have a strange connection to the world. Because they only appear in stories because of their mythical existence, and on top of that, how do I? Okay, that's not really working out. There we go, we got one. We got not two. Okay, got number two. It's not triggered correctly. Nah, it's too far away. There we go, got it. Anyway, dragons, mythical creatures, them not being real. So why is it that in almost every culture there is a story about some kind of dragon-ish creature? Sometimes it's a long-bodied creature, sometimes it's a short-bodied creature, but it does have a big mouth, big eyes. It's never blind, and it never has no teeth. So a dragon always has teeth and a mouth, and a big open mouth usually. Wait, I said mouth twice, didn't I? That's how important that is. Like, this is one of those most important features. On top of that, it's also able to fly, which is an ability that not every living organism has. Like, only birds can fly, and birds are really strange. Like, birds almost act like fish, except when they don't, and yeah, birds and fish do behave similarly. Ooh, there we go. Like, they can fly next to each other without collision, That's pretty interesting. And fish can also swim next to each other without collision. Also pretty interesting. Like, think about it. If this ability wouldn't be there, then fish would just collide with each other. And also, what kind of other animal would do? Horses? No. Yeah, horses. Cows. Or bulls, or whatever they're called. Herd animals. How is it that no one actually noticed that herd animals and birds and fish do have the same swarm behavior? Like, they don't just run aimlessly, right? They usually just run forward, and then they orient themselves somewhere around the crowd. And they try to maintain a certain distance towards the one next to them. And also a certain speed as well, right? So they don't want to fall behind, because that means that they will lose the safety of the crew. So that means they there is an optimal speed for each animal. And is the speed that each other group member has. Sometimes there are some slow group members, but then it just happens that they are slower, and too bad for them. And then there are some faster ones, which is just good for them, because they can maintain some more energy, probably. And then there's everything in between, which is just there and working. Really, really interesting idea, all of that. Anyway, the reason for this is that, yeah, they don't collide, and it's really interesting to look at them from different angles. Like, you only notice the non-collision ability of herds if you look at them from above, and this is also some viewpoint that's not that common for humans to take. The only time where humans are actually able to view things from above is if they stand on top of mountains, like higher places. And another time would basically be if they put up a camera also, so some unnatural vision device, let's say, some kind of eye device. Has nothing to do with Apple, but yeah, some eye in the sky kind of thing. If you think about it in this kind of way, it also sounds very like a magical eye that can tell you something about far, very far places. If you think that, yeah, it's really, really strange. Magical device. So, what is this thing? VP and challenge. Oh, wait a minute. I did not get the VP, but yeah, there is supposed to be a VP somewhere over there, right? It says VP and challenge. Bollocks, did I not get the vantage point? Okay, something is off. It says VP and challenge. There is a challenge down there. This is where the mark was. So the vantage point is now like already obtained or what? Alright, I have to look at this in the archive. Not books, but environment, travel log, that could be the one. I'm looking into... Nope. This is quests, material, geography, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh. I think they put more menus in there. It's not just 5 menus. So we got materials and equipment. We got living beings. Oh. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I like this. It's kind of like a Pokédex. Oh, that's cool. Oh, they have horns on them even. Just the large Hydro Slime doesn't really look that different. It's just like this one is just small, this one is larger and has horns. This one is small, this one is just larger. This one is small, this one is just larger. They don't differ that much. This one is small, this one is larger, but has a different marking. There's then the mutant electro thing. What's so special about this stat? 399 were killed. Mutant electro slime. A monster created by the coalescing of electro dispersed throughout in nature. Electro slimes can undergo mutations to become bright yellow. Due to the abundant electro within its form, it will deliver an electric shock to its surroundings from time to time, and it can even cause nearby electro slimes to release electric arcs. This arc lightning will not bounce between purple electro slimes, which shows that electro slimes have two different polarities. One wonders if some great new science could emerge from the study of such phenomena. Wait. Mutants to become bright yellow due to the abundant. It will deliver an electric shock to its surroundings from time to time, and it can even cause nearby electro slimes to release electric arcs. This arc lightning will not bounce between purple electro slimes. Oh, interesting. So this one will cause the lightning. This one will make the lightning. Some science will be born from the at present. Some have attempted to harness this energy to aid in production activities. Due to the abundant lightning in its form, it will deliver an electric shock to its surroundings from time to time. At present, Okay, so the different polarity thing is actually what is quite intriguing here. This one has, small leaves, high leaves. This one is a normal cryo slime. This one has a shield, small, big with shield. Eye of the Storm, hypostasis, some oceanite. Wait a minute. Where's the fire thingy for it? And what is it? Elemental life forms. Because the oceanite is a water ghost. Okay. Then we got different helicals. Then we get even more different helicals, and some of them even elemental in nature. We got icy ones. We got an unusual helical. That one was lying in the fields in Chunshui Hill or something, the northern area of Liu. Then we have this stuff, some semicals. They have different masks there. Why is the Geo semical more happy looking? Like, look at this one. That one is mean, happy. Hey. Anyway, we got some pyro, hydro, and cryo bismage, but there are only those three. That's interesting. That's pretty weird. Huh. Because this one seems to be the inverse version of the cryo abyss mage. Like, this one has a white mask, this one has a black mask, except for the eyes, of course. And this one also has a black mask, so that's weird. Anyway, Fatui, one of them is missing still. This one has a much larger eye than this one. And this same thing, just with a little bit of a reskin. This one has no eye though. What's so special about this dude? Fatui Skirmisher, Geochanter, Bracer. And then I can look into the tips in there too. Has an elemental buff and so on and so forth. Yeah, they're cool. Now, there is another automaton. There are Ruin Guards, Ruin Hunters, and then there's a third thing. Other human factions. There are, of course, other human factions. No, it's not other human factions. It's the human faction of the treasure hunters. I have only seen treasure hunters. Just call them treasure hunters. It's not other human factions. It's just treasure hunters. Mystical beasts. We get some pyro whoppers, cryo whoppers, some probably other whoppers. Oh no, maybe this is the pyro regisvine that has to be here. Yeah. Small flower, big flower, fire, ice, Geo Vishap small, Geo Vishap big. hydro-scissor moth thingy and a electro. Yeah, that's a weird one. What's this called? Hydro-scissor and electro-scissor. And then they're called scissor mages because they control those strange beings. So either there are 4 of those thingies, or again, are there other scissor mages? Have I found other scissor mages? Fatui elemental scissor mage. It just says elemental scissor mage, but and those hydro scissor creatures just appear in the wilderness. Weird. And then there are of course enemies of note. 3 of them, probably large ones, whatever. What's this? Hey, things that you can kill. Beasts, boars, cats, tiger cat. Ah, some different weasels. Look at the back. It's actually different. Small one, large one. We got some different fish. Oh, that one's always happy looking. Some crabs. We got some lizards. Weird. Okay, we got some animal crystal flies, and we got geocrystal flies. That means there's something in the middle that's also a crystal fly. Maybe a frost crystal fly or something. Something that is dependent on the area that you are in. The only other area that is somewhat different looking-ish, I would say, is the Dragon Spire. So this is monster. There's 3 of the vantage points not yet discovered. That's interesting. And of course, whoa, 2 of the Liu vantage points not undiscovered. You gotta be kidding me. Liu Harbor. Liu Harbor. Okay, that's pretty easy because that's somewhere in the Liu. And Kuiju Slope. The reason why I went in there was so I can figure out where the other... somewhere over there, Kuiju Slope. I did not explore that yet. And the Liu Harbor. Yeah, I said that there's a vantage point somewhere up there. I think I just missed it. Wait. Let's just put another marker there. Possible VP. There we go. Maybe I just forgot. Wrong icon, but that's not the point. Anyway, I had a previous thought with the dragon, and yeah, dragons. What is the thing that makes the dragon special, right? So it looks scary, and it also is dangerous. So dragons are the embodiment of scarcity, scariness, and danger. And because dragons don't exist, we have to figure out something else that is scary and dangerous. And then you have to kind of... and this is also very, very... not just scary and dangerous, but also... what else is a dragon? It's like really strong, right? Like really strong. Stronger than most humans. Therefore, you have to look for something that is... really, really impressive, really strong, as well as scary and dangerous. So what is, well, maybe even awe-inspiring, right? So something that is, oh, that should be your reaction. I know it's like very subjective, but in this case, this is one way of making sense of some mythological tales. Because in the end, there's some hidden truth behind all of that. It's just that people don't know how to convey that truth. Because they have no words for it, so they have to make something up. And they don't even know how it really interacts with everything. Because we can say, yeah, dragons don't exist. It's not dragons. Maybe it's another mechanism at work. And this is... or... yeah, maybe there's another mechanism at work. And this is also what dragons actually are. They are the embodiment of some natural phenomenon. which is sometimes dangerous, most of the time awe-inspiring. So let's get the Seelie towards its destination. So let's say you have a fire-breathing dragon. Then what you have to do is find some fiery things in nature that are really huge and pretty much dangerous as hell. So what you end up with is a volcano, probably. Actually, yeah, just some volcano. That's it. There is no other fire-breathing thing that is like that impressive. And also, dragons are supposed to like sleep in caves under mountains and so on. So that's kind of a fitting location. Really. Because this, yeah, if you know where the dragon lives, you know what its embodiment is, right? And sometimes the dragon is not connected to fire itself. Sometimes it's just... Sometimes it's a water element or an air element or something. And then they are the embodiment of some weather phenomena. Some extreme weathery situation. No, there's just the question of, okay, what kind of weather situation that could be, right? And it's usually some storms, stuff like that. Because the eastern dragons are usually somewhere where like tectonic plates are pressing against each other. So the ground is always rumbling, so you always have a presence of a dragon nearby. Some big creature that is, yeah, making things rumble. That's basically it. Anyway. Come on. A box, it's not working. How do I get up there then? The other side. Whoop. Right. So yeah, you end up with dragons being nearby, and because it's not a fiery dragon, that means the effect it has to be of another variety, and it's either a wind or a water dragon, because a pure earth dragon doesn't really exist. Pure earth dragons usually are like of the fire variety. So they're like, yeah, one and the same creature, really. Anyway, so everywhere where you have some dragon myth around, that means that somewhere in the past there was probably some kind of volcano that erupted, or some, some other strange being that was there. Not being. Some other strange phenomena that happened there. So what is so special about this thing here? This chest. There is no chest nearby. Why am I mocking? Oh no! Wait a minute. That was the chest behind the thorns, wasn't it? Again, I forgot to take away that chest marker. Absolutely brilliant. Now, I got all of that done. Then, yeah, the Mount Hula. Let's explore this section here. Perfect, 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 perfect. So the Mount Hula is actually pretty much explored for now. I did this the moment I went up here to turn those bird statues. That one just looks really weird. Maybe this is just some remainder of a previous... No, it's some veins ore veins that are made crumble. What's this? The mountain shaper power stems from both inner enlightenment and external knowledge. As the dragon spits hair, that which turns to amber, and as the swallow regurgitates it, and so on and so forth. So, again, a volcano. Anyway, now back to the whole, what is a dragon and where to find them. Mythical beasts and where to find them, kind of. Except that they are the real-ish thing, as real as it can yet. Yeah. Everywhere where there's a story of a dragon, there probably was some volcanic activity, tectonic activity, or sometimes floods, wind situations. Even tsunamis are actually the result of a dragon. Because they usually start in the water itself, in the deep seas, and the deep sea is also broken off into plates, right? And where those meet, there's also some activity. Some of them are moving upwards, some of them downwards. This uses stress in the material, and in the end you have a sudden decline of one of those plates, and that means that there's a difference of pressure of the water above it, right? If the earth suddenly falls down, then everything above the earth has to fall down as well, so the water has to fall down. Therefore, every other bit of water that's surrounding it will rush in, and yeah, will basically produce some kind of wave. And this, in the end, produces a tsunami once it reaches shallow water, because then the whole, like, the wave just propagates on and on and on and on and on until it hits something. But if there is just water around, then it will propagate on and on and on. And if the distance is not too great, like, it can go for a few kilometers, sure. But if the distance is not too great, it will still have a pretty damn high wave front. And once it hits something, bam, done. It's also really interesting that those lines, right, like dragons, at least the eastern ones, are long-bodied creatures, whereas western dragons are roundish, I would say. They have legs that they use to walk and wings that they use to fly, but the eastern dragons usually don't have wings because they fly differently. They kind of move forward or in the air like snakes, right? Completely different. So the idea of the western dragon is a volcano, and the idea of the eastern dragon is some kind of tectonic activity. That would make much more sense, because volcanoes are bundled up. Mountains, like this peak over there, right? This is, if you squint your eyes, it's right. And this is the complete source of its power, and also it can spit fire and everything, right? Because it's a volcano, basically. Of course, those volcanoes basically lie on those tectonic edges, or plate edges. But this is not the point. The point is what people actually see. They don't see a string of volcanoes. Okay, Hawaiian Islands, but still, they only see one huge mountain that is most of the time a volcano. Or the islands surrounding it or whatnot. Anyway, the eastern dragons are there because there is a fault line next to them, which, if you squint your eyes again, a fault line is also like a moving dragon, right? Going zigzaggy but forward kind of a way through the sea. So the idea of the dragon is that of fault lines. I think this is pretty much it. So the people back in the day actually had... Okay, maybe I'm just inferring too much in it. Maybe I see knowledge where there is none, but it's kind of suspicious that the stuff the people told about the world are somehow very descriptive of what actually happens. Except that they did use different wordings. They used stories in order to tell it. They didn't just tell it textbook style, like this happens, then this, then this. It's more like, let me tell you the story of a dragon, and so on and so forth. And this is also how you can convey things much more, well, humane. Like, a handle of a hammer is much more pleasant to grip if it has the shape of the hand-ish, right? If it fits into the hand. The same thing goes for knowledge. Knowledge is much easier to contain if it is conveyed or transmitted in a way that is easy for a human to comprehend. And stories are the things with people and objects and creatures and everything, because in the end the human has to survive in the wilderness where there are creatures and other things that want to eat them. Therefore, what is in the human's mind is creatures and objects in the wilderness, right? So this is what they can use in order to convey stories. So this is also what usually takes part in it. Like, sometimes it's a large tiger, or like a large snake, or a dragon, or whatnot. Like a fusion of all of this, like the most badass kind of creatures that you can think about. And yeah, in the end, it's just the dragon. But yeah, but the idea of the dragon, that's not how the dragon looks, but what it tries to tell you, what that means, right? That it is a badass kind of creature. That's what it means. Not that it has claws or teeth or anything, but what do they symbolize? Anyway, yeah, the Eastern dragons are usually some kind of phenomena that are tsunami and wind based, because this is what brings destruction in this kinds of worlds, right? There might also be some sand dragons in the south eastern areas, or Middle Eastern areas, not southeast, Middle Eastern areas. There might also be some stories about this kind of stuff, like a sand dragon, or like a stone dragon, or something about that. Like a... or jinn. Jinn. This is the idea. Okay, the jinn. They can be found in the Middle East. Like, jinns are... or genies are like ghosts that come out of lamps if you rub them. Okay. Sometimes they can grant wishes, whatever. But it's not about this wish-fulfilling kind of jinn. It's about the sand creature. The thing that brings death. This kind of jinn. One thing is the romantic kind of jinn. The one in the lantern. And the other one is just the creature in the wilderness. And I think the sandstorm conveys that quite well. So, yeah. Almost every culture has their creatures that are the key players in their mythology. Just so the people can, well, yeah, make sense of the world around them. Anyway, let's kill this thing. Bam! Like a dragon. I'm just thinking about Indian myths. What is the thing that happens there? And also, it's not just creatures, really. It's also the whole pantheon. Well, pantheon doesn't really make sense, right? Like pantheon is actually the... Was it the Greek word or Latin word? Whatever. Basically means like the whole collection of gods that exist in a certain culture. So again, you have your Greek gods and so on and so forth. And it's not about how they look like, well, sometimes, but it's more about how they interact with each other. What did they do? That's the thing that is most important about them, because there are certain gods that are taking care of the seasons. Well, not just every season, but there are certain gods that maintain certain seasons, like spring, autumn, or... yeah, I think I got this chest. Spring or autumn or winter or... what was the other one? Spring, autumn, winter, summer. So basically every season, but it's not one god for each season. It's more like an interaction between the gods that explains the season. And this is actually a really, really interesting way of conveying that information, because it is pretty deep knowledge if you think about it. Like there's a cycle, a seasonal cycle that happens every year. And the cycle was not explained by, again, science. It was explained by mythology. And it was explained in the way of a story. So one person does this, another person does that, and because of it, this happens. It's very, very, very simple story though. But this is the basic idea. And instead of person, you can just put in every... well, yeah, character that you want to take a key role in there. Okay. Wow. So you can actually go one step further and just ask yourself a question. Okay, what about creation myths? How did some of those cultures come up with their own personal creation? Sorry, where did they come from? How did it start? Like, because the creation myths are also pretty much the same. It usually starts with an emptiness. There never actually was something there to begin with, except for nothing. So everything starts with darkness. Well, actually, no, not darkness, but nothingness. There are two different things, because just because you can't see doesn't mean that nothing is there. But it's the closest thing to nothing that you can have, that you can imagine. That's why we use it most of the time. But it does not quite make sense. Because just because you close your eyes and everything becomes dark doesn't mean that you don't hit your foot. You try to go towards the kitchen or something. Same thing goes for nothingness at the beginning. Nothingness is kind of like an interesting concept. Anyway, so it usually starts like that. In the beginning there was nothing, and then some god appeared, some world appeared, whatever. And if you think about, okay, how would modern science explain that? What would that be? That could be some Big Bang coming out of nothing. So stuff happens, Big Bang, bam, and you get yourself a world. Perfect. And then, yeah, at the start, the idea for the start was actually that there was a hot soup that was fairly well, was it bright? I don't really know. But it's actually really dense because there was no space there to begin with. Because the universe had to expand in order to have a certain distance between objects. So I wouldn't even say that there was light, because there was no place for things to see. Like, in order for light to be visible, you need to have a contrast for it. Therefore, you need a certain emptiness in order for the light to shine, right? Otherwise, it's just a mess. Now, how am I gonna get up there? Is there some totem down there also that I could use in order to... I think I have to get on top of the mountain, and then... go east of here in order to get those. Where is it? I can't see it, but I know it's... Actually, I don't know where it is. Still can't see it. Bollocks. Okay. Yeah, it was... Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Somewhere over there, I believe. There it is. Okay. Bam. Oh, no, upwards, come on. I don't like those random upwards currents. Upwards currents. Plural. Upward currents. And upwards currents. What happened to the Seelies? There's a Seelie supposed to be there, right? What is this thing? Or did I get the Seelie already? I don't know. Yeah, I got it. Alright. Come on, break. Without shield. Anyway, back to the whole idea of creation, miss. Stuff usually comes out of nothingness. Because this is the first step, right? In order to start creation, you have to start at something. And if the earliest creation has to start somewhere, then without anything needing creation to begin with, then you have to start from nothing. It's just the logical start, right? If there's already something there, then you would basically end up explaining the creation of whatever was there to be before that. You can't start with stuff being there already. Like, it makes no sense. Then you wouldn't have told the creation of the world. You would have just skipped a few pages. Alright. I have to go south of here in order to do all of that section. How many of those markers? 75. Okay. I opened up a few of them. That's perfect. 75, yeah, as I said. This I can do in a future episode. What I want to do now is figure out where this bloody vantage point is. The harbor. The Liu harbor. Why can't I get the Liu harbor? Or maybe the vantage point from up here was actually a different one. Maybe it wasn't Liu harbor. Maybe it was like, I don't know, something different. Let's get higher still. Because I know that I got rid of this marker. And I know that I think I... Like somewhere over here, this is where I probably found it also. But where's the... Or is it high? Nah, it's not high up, is it? Nah, it's probably not high up. Okay, the vantage point was actually somewhere higher up. So if I go down here, then I won't be able to see it again. Where on earth is the Liu Harbor vantage point? Like, it has to be a vantage point in order to look at the harbor, right? Or maybe it's on one of those towers, isn't it? Like either looking from here towards it. Nah, that doesn't sound great. That would be the bestest vantage point in order to... Like, this is Mount Tianheng. This is where the Liu Harbor is. If I would get a vantage point, I would use a, of course, higher up location, or at least a location that would have a good enough view. Nowhere on earth. Or maybe it's somewhere over there on this land. I just didn't take it. Wait. Hello, would you like to join me in a prayer to the animal archon Barbatos? What the? You worship the animal archon? I suppose you rarely meet locals of Liu who worship the animal archon. The reason I do is because my husband is a sailor. Although it is tradition in Liu to worship the Georgan, it's the wind that ultimately decides whether a ship at sea will return home safely or not. Wouldn't you say? Also, I don't care if he makes any money or not. All I want is to have him back safe and sound. Well, you're like, my best wishes to him. Thank you, and mine to you. If you don't mind, please take this. Oh, this is called a windwheel aster. Ask a friend to bring one back from Mondstadt for me. There, this plant symbolizes the visible wind. I hope it can keep my husband safe at sea. You are a good person. I hope that you too may be blessed by the wind. Aw. 5 of them. You always get 5 of these, no matter what. So Fu means wind in here, is it? And Fu Zen is also some kind of wind. Everything wind-ish means Thu. Yeah. Fascinating. I would be a vantage point of Liu Harbor. Where would I be and why would I be there? I would be at a high enough place in order to get a good look at things. That's the first thing. Problem is I don't know where I would not be behind buildings, I would be in front of buildings. What else? I would hopefully not be on top of that tower here, because that one can't be climbed. Or can it? Oh, that was close. I see. Maybe I can climb up here, because then the character gets pushed outwards little by little. Nope. Because the main problem is that you always hit your head on things. Vantage point for Liu Harbor. Oh no. It might be up there. How much? Oh, I have to be careful with my stamina. Would I look at the harbor or would I look from the harbor? Okay, so it's not here. It says Liu Harbor. The whole thing is basically Liu Harbor. I could try this part here. The other way would be to look at Liu from the southern mountains, like these ones here. Look all the way. Wait. What just happened? There was a quest. Oh, this one. I don't think so. That's not quite cut it. But what about this mountain over there? That one looks suspicious. Maybe it was up here before, but I just don't know. I have to find a good vantage point. It could be on top of a building. But I wouldn't say that that would be the bestest way for a vantage point. Because most of those vantage points are just not on tall things. They are also easily easily. You have to climb up there, yes, but there would be a certain room for you to stand on. That's what I mean. So there is always some kind of platform that is below your feet. It's not just nothing. Liu Harbor. These are the docks. Liu Harbor. If I would be a vantage point, where would I be? Would I be on the ship? Ah. Ships would also give you great vantage points. The other way would be that it's probably on top of the mountain and you can look onto it. Hey, a chest. That's weird. Did I really not get this one? Or did this ship just come out another? And another one. That is so weird. Why am I seeing so many chests all of a sudden? So weird. Wait, can you... Nope. Sometimes you can enter buildings, and ships are also somewhat of a building, so... why not just try it? Vantage points for the harbor. This dude looks somewhat special, but no, he's not. There's the fisherman again. Vantage point is not up here. Maybe it's up there, or like on this thingy here. That frame. Oh. I think I know a great place for a vantage point. I don't know if you can... yeah, you can zoom in and out of things. Let's try that. Okay, I don't see anything, any purple-ish V or whatnot. It's supposed to symbolize the vantage point. Now, the other way would be on top of that house. But no. Usually you can just get towards vantage points, as I said. Alright, let's get onto this ship and see what happens. Because there could be a vantage point right on top of that ship. And I just can't see it because I'm too far away. Or it's just on the ship itself. Okay, let's just go slowly to retain some stamina. Like it said Liu Harbor, didn't it? It's undescribed. How come? Oh, come on. I can't get out of the water now. Okay, how would you then land there? Come on, there has to be a way on top of here. Ooh. I think I have to use the teleporter, otherwise I will die. That's not working. Yep, let's use the teleporter. Let's get back to this waypoint. Okay, the other way would be at the Bubu pharmacy. Other way. Possible location. Somewhere over there. Where you can see things. The other way would be that the... I don't know. Why did I not get the vantage point? That's just weird. Tutorials, materials, books, equipment, geography. Nope. Liu Harbor underscore. Oh, Liu Harbor. So this is, yeah, where merchants flock and all ships dock. This was the one at the mountain, a prosperous port city where 1,000 ships drop anchor under the aegis of Carter's sword. Oh, yeah. This is the slope. This is Chiu Rock. And this is some undiscovered area. Okay, so we got all of the Liu, which was the vantage point from up here. Then I got this area here, which is the slope. And then I got the Chiu Rock, which is this part here. So the only thing that's missing is, I believe, this section here. And the Bubu Pharmacy. So let's try to get up the Bubu Pharmacy. Or it is the Flying Island. One of those. I got it. Okay. It is the Bubu Pharmacy. I only have to figure out a way up on top. Also, does this... What kind of items does this dude have? Was it just flowers or what was it? Yep. Well, just. He also has some nice recipes though, but alright. How do I get up there? Without hitting my head unnecessarily. Looks like there's only one way up, is there? You could hide some chests back here too. Anyway, let's try this. Actually, no. I think I'm not... Ooh! Thought I was not high enough for this. So... sweet. Okay, I have to get higher still. What? There we go. The aim is a little bit off. Okay, bit of luck, it works. Ooh, it works. Unbelievable. I got the Juying Terrace. Perfect. Almost got all of the vantage points for this. That must be the one. Wait a minute. Let's go back to the... There we go. The Juying Terrace. Far from the bustling harbor, the Juying Terrace rises along with the Mount Tianheng. Here, the Quixing and the leaders of many enterprises tirelessly drive Liu's prosperity and stability. Noise. There's only one thing missing, which is the Kuiju Slope. And there's no other Kuiju Slope. So, it really has to be here. Somewhere. Probably looking towards that ruin down there. Pretty damn interesting. So what else could I try to do? I actually would like to have my 5-star items, but obtaining them might be a little bit of a problem. So let me just do some of those Pyro Regis vines. Yeah, Pyro Regis vines are pretty neat. But here we will actually have a little cut and continue with another episode, of course. Until then, like and subscribe. Ta-ta!